Hey, what is up peeps? Welcome back to this new tutorial. So now I'm going to be showing you how can we assign a custom post type to a custom template in WordPress. So far we created this custom post type cars over here. You can see that we created some cars over here. So what I'd like to do is to be able to assign this custom post type to a custom template, not the default one that we're having over here, just so that we can have full control over our products page and basically design it to something like this, because we're building an e-commerce plugin. If you're interested in building an e-commerce plugin, you can check the tutorials before this one. Okay, so let's get to work. So the first one, I'm gonna jump into my code over here to the subline, and on the index page, which is the page where you loaded your plugin, you can see that I'm adding the plugin name. So I'm gonna scroll all the way down like this, and I'm gonna start with a function. But before that, let's add a tag over here just to keep everything organized. So let's say assign custom post type to custom templates. Okay, so let's get down, and I'm gonna start with a function. So function over here, and let's call this function cars templates. So this one for our custom post type, which is called cars. Okay, so let's open the parentheses like this, and let's get down. And first thing that we need to do is to include the global post, because we're going to be checking if a post type is equal to cars. So global post like this, and let's add the semicolon, and let me go down. So over here I'm going to be doing a check to see if we are on that cars post type. So I'm going to do if, and the first parameter is going to be the name of our post type, this post type over here. So to make sure that we are using the right one, I'm gonna jump to my custom post type PHP. Basically, this is the page or the file where you created or registered the post type. You can see that. I'm gonna just copy this name over here from here, which is cars, because sometimes over here you can be using car like this with a lowercase or uppercase. So we make sure that we are copying this one over here from the registered post type function. So I'm gonna get back over here, and let's write it over here, which is cars. And we're going to be doing a check-in, so triple equal, and let's compare it to the post that we are on. So post like this, and let's write it like this, post type. Okay, so let's open the brackets over here, and let's get down, and let's return. Basically, we need to return the template file that we want to assign to this cars post type. So let's do a return over here, and I'm gonna start with the plugin dir path. So far let me explain, but before that let's add the file over here. So file, make sure that you are adding 2 dashes, not just one. Two dashes like this. So far over here we direct WordPress to this location, which is the plugin URL. So next let's add, I'm gonna hit point, and let's add quotation marks, and inside that I'm gonna be choosing the templates file. But before that, let me create it first. So over here you can see our templates. Also, let me hide these functions. So this is our plugin folder. We have the functions, scripts, and templates. So inside the templates, I'm gonna be creating a new one. So new, like this one, and let's call it, this is our post type templates. Okay, I'm gonna hit save, and let's call it, for example, I would like to keep this order. So template dash cars. Okay, so let's template cars. Yes, excellent. So let's hit save. But before that, let's add the point PHP, because this is a PHP file. So let's hit save. Okay, so we have that. So I'm gonna get back over here, and I'm gonna choose this file. So first, as I said, the plugin dir path is gonna give us the e-commerce plugin. So we need to add the templates file folder, templates, and slash. And now let's add the template cars. Templates, you can name anything we want. Cars like this. I'm gonna just proceed with this order. Okay, so let's add a semicolon to close this one, and basically that's it. But before that, we need to execute this function. So now we write this function. Also over here, let me add the template. So basically we're returning a template, because we're gonna be using an add filter hook, just template, no need to make it plural. Okay, over here, so let's add the filter hook, filter like this, and let's open the parentheses, and the first one's gonna be the single template. So this is the hook that we're gonna be using, called single template. And of course, in the second parameter, we're gonna be using the name of this function over here. Gonna just copy it and paste it over here inside the quotation marks, of course. Let's close that with a semicolon, and let's do a check. So basically over here, we're including the global post, and we're checking, we're doing a check if cars, which is our custom, which is our post type, if it's equal to our current post type, do the following, which is to return the plugin dir path file point template dash cars point php. Excellent. Okay, so I'm gonna hit save, and let's go back over here and let's do refresh. Also, I prefer to do the following, which is to deactivate my plugin and activate it again to make sure that everything is up to date, just like it's installed. And let's get back over here, do refresh. Okay, and let me view this page. As you can see, it's working. This is our post type template. You can see that this is what we write over here. But I want to show you something. In case you're not seeing this, I want you to do an update. I already did that because this one, this is the second time where I record this video. So I want to show you this one over here. You can go to settings and permalinks, and I want you to just save changes if you are on the post names, because this is the right one to go with. So just hit save changes and do refresh, and it's gonna be working just fine. And basically from here we can do whatever we want. So for example, let me delete this one and start with the PHP tag, not PHP but HTML tag like this one. So for example, let's start with the title. Let's call this one cars like this, and let's make it cars products. I will be changing this post type because I don't want to be specific about cars. We can sell whatever we want. For example, over here we can sell t-shirts, anything we want. So I'm going to be changing this one later on. This is just for the sake of testing. So over here, over the body, let's start with div, and first let's start with a paragraph, and let's start, or you know what, let's use an h1 like this, and let's call this one all cars. You will find all cars. Okay, so let's do refresh over here in our template, and let me show you. Excellent. So now you can see that we're changing the title of the page to car products. Also, what I would like to do is to do a test to see if our CSS is loading fine in our template or not. So far we created, in the previous tutorial, we learned how to enqueue CSS files in your plugin in WordPress. You can check the tutorial down below. So for now, let me show you that CSS file, this one over here. You can see that it's simple. All we have is just one single CSS command, which is text. It takes the text and align it to the center. It changed the font size to 1.5 rem and also changed the color to red. Okay, so let's apply this text class to our cars over here, all cars. So class to our header, not cars. So let's call it text over here. Okay, so let's get back over here and let's check our BMW car. As you can see, it's not working. So the reason why it's not working is we need to enqueue that all the scripts. We need to enqueue them in this page. So in order to do that, it's really simple. I'm gonna go to the top and let's start with the PHP tag like this. And inside it, I'm gonna be using the WordPress head, and let's close that like this with the semicolon. So now basically this WP head is gonna include all the scripts that we loaded to our WordPress plugin. So now if we do refresh over here, it's gonna be working just fine. You can see that it's centered. It has changed its color is changed, and also the font size is changed. You can do that really quickly over here because the h1 is actually big. So let's make this one. Actually, it's not working because we're using the h1. So if we change this one to the paragraph instead, I think the h1 has some strict rules over there. So let's do refresh. Yes, it's working. Let's make it really big, something like 5 rem, which is a double font size. So let's do refresh. Actually, it's not working. Why the heck it's not working over there? The font size is not updating. Text all cars. Let's you know what? Let's change it over here to blue. We're gonna be dealing with the CSS later on. For now, let's just see this one. It's not working at all. What the heck is wrong with this one? Let's copy this one. It's not working. Copy it. Sometimes you might have some problem with that cookies. So let's try it over here. Basically, there we go. We got it over here working as expected. So keep in mind that sometimes you won't gonna be able to see your results because of the cache. I think it's cache or cookies, something like that. So it's kept saved. So make sure that you are using some incognito. Why they just call it private browse incognito? It looks like Mexican name. Okay, so that's it for this tutorial. So we learned how to assign a custom post type to a custom template in WordPress. So if you have any questions about this tutorial, please leave them down below. And also, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. Okay, so thanks a lot for watching, and I hope to see you in the coming tutorial. See you next, or take care.